Hey, Gavin, thank you for being on Stories Untold with Marvae. It's great to have you here. You've got a great story to tell. So let's start out with where are you from?
Fredericksburg, Virginia.
And that's where you were born.
Yes.
So growing up there was good.
Yeah.
So talk about a little bit about high school. You just graduated from high school?
Yes, I just graduated a couple months ago. I'm with a OSHA certification. I'm planning to go for electrical level 2, which I completed my level 1 in high school doing dual enrollment. I currently work at Cracker Barrel right now as a server, and I was
OSHA.
student council at my school also.
So were you at a regular high school?
No, a private one. I was let go at my public one because I've gotten in trouble a lot. So I went to this private one and got all of my certification and everything there.
Tell me about that. A little bit about the trouble you got into, which caused you to be asked to leave your high school.
I would say probably about 3, maybe 4 years ago. I would say back in ninth grade. Back in ninth grade, I got caught up into vaping, smoking weed, all of that. I got really addicted to it. Um, because that's the type of people I would hang out with. I got stuck in the wrong crowd. And then little after, I would say probably mid 10th grade, I got kicked out. I got caught a lot doing it, so they eventually kicked me out, and so I had to decide on either going to John Jay, maybe doing something online, or a couple private schools. And so I visited these private schools, and so the one I currently went to that I graduated from was Gladys Oberle. Um that changed my life. It was so much easier on me. There was not as much students. Um you were not able to have your phone or anything, so you wouldn't be able to, like, not much drama. There wasn't as much drama due to all that, which was great. Um But yeah, I spent the rest of my high school years there, and I graduated there, as a CA, and graduated with certifications like OSHA, my electrical level 1 that I'm gonna continue to pursue and to complete all my classes, and then eventually do some other stuff on the side.
Yeah. So what's SSCA?
SCA, so it's Student Council Association, I'm pretty sure. It's, like student president, school president, I would say.
Sounds like you had really good structure there and your teachers took a liking to you.
Yeah. Yes, yeah. Mhm. Yeah, I thank every single one of them for what they did for me, because when I started going to the private school, um, I didn't start off too great. No, I was still addicted to drugs at the time, and then the people that I hung around with, there also weren't the best influences until probably a year later. I got myself together. I started becoming an honor roll. I didn't hang out. I was really just, I wouldn't say introvert, but I was quiet. I didn't really speak to anybody else because I knew who were bad influences on me, who could have been bad influences on me. So I I don't know. I was just by myself really. And I enjoyed
You,
that. I enjoyed it. It helped me be successful, I would say.
that's terrific. So take me back to the time when you were younger. You were there behavioral issues or anything you think that got you off track to where you were frustrated all the time or
Yeah. I grew up with severe anger issues actually, like when I was probably like 5, 6 years old. I was extreme like in elementary, I was a really bad kid. I got kicked out of middle and everything too. Um, then I went to another middle school, did it online with during COVID, and I didn't do too well either. Um, but yeah, no, I grew up with a lot of like aggressive behavior, um,
Yeah.
depression also, and then
So were you taking medication at that time?
oh yeah, I was taking a lot. I was I was on a lot. Um,
Really?
yeah, and I think it just caused a lot of like side effects that were really negative on me too until probably around 11th grade is when I just one day I just decided not to take them, and then so I continued to just stop taking them until my parents realized, well, this is actually a good fit. Like it actually is better for him that he's off the meds and everything. And it was life changing. I'm not on any meds currently or anything.
So you just stopped cold turkey?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Oh, wow. What was that like? You didn't have any side effects or
No,
anything when you stopped taking?
no withdrawals as I remember. Not really. No. Mhm. And that was kind of what I've had when I was also, like, heavy into weed. Well, I kinda quit cold turkey on that too, like, I didn't have no withdrawals on that either after I
Wow, that
stopped,
is
yeah.
amazing. So all this time that you were acting out and you had behavioral issues, anger issues, what was it like for your parents?
Ooh, it was horrible for them, they to be honest, they probably were traumatized, that's how bad it was really, really bad, like, I was extremely aggressive towards them physically, verbally, everything when I especially when I was really young. It was really bad, like, I had to go to the hospital for it, VCU, and then one other one, but yeah, I had to get taken places for it. It was that bad.
You just decided within yourself that it was time to change. You wanted to get off medication. You wanted to do better for yourself. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yeah, but better for myself and just better for my family. I'm sure they're really proud of me for how far I've gone, and now they don't have to deal with all that aggression. It's probably very relieving for them.
That's amazing because some kids either die or they just get committed to jail and or they do prison time. I mean, this is amazing that you decided on your own that enough was enough.
Yeah, that's true. I'm glad it didn't come to that point for myself. I'm so glad. I so glad for where I am today.
Your parents helped out, they were supportive, and then you had some supportive teachers as well that helped you out.
Yeah, my teachers were extremely supportive. Everybody there at that school was extremely supportive. My parents especially were too. They did everything they could for me.
That's amazing. I don't know if you mentioned this or not earlier, but you're going to be an electrician. Is that what you want to
Mhm.
do? So,
Yeah.
did you study that in high school, or was that something that you became interested in?
Yeah, I did dual enrollment in my 12th grade year. I did my first class for that. So I took that there at the school for free and it gave me interest. As when I grew up, I did a lot of hand stuff on with my dad, so that got me into
Yeah.
doing that, and so I now that my school offered a scholarship and everything for that, it would be really cheap for me to take it, so I was like, "Yeah, why not? I'm willing to continue that and see how it goes for me." Yeah.
Part of your healing process after you got your scholarship, everything, teachers are happy for you, they're supportive. You also changed your diet. So talk about that because that's really interesting.
So, when when I was growing up years ago, I would say probably, yeah, around 10th grade, after I stopped taking my meds, I wanted to make a change for myself physically too. Um, I didn't like how I looked growing up. I didn't how I felt sleeping in class, like, it was so bad.
So were you like overweight or what was it that you
I
didn't
I
like about
was I
yourself?
was overweight. I was probably almost 200, 210 years ago. Yeah. I've lost about 40 pounds, I would say. 40, yeah,
Wow.
around that. Um, Watching my diet now, I feel a whole lot more different. I'm awake during the day completely, in school, everything. I'm able to focus. I'm sometimes I feel like I have too much energy at times. My parents would definitely say that. Like, I have a lot of energy. Um, yeah.
So what are you eating? Did you do the research or how did you just decide I want to start eating better?
School specifically, I hated the fact that I slept in class always, and especially my meds, my side effects from my meds also made me very tired and everything. So after I stopped that and had my diet well, um I felt a lot better off of it, obviously. Researching, yeah, I do a lot of research, like, towards supplements and all that, but some of my teachers told me that I should probably get into sports medicine and all that due to because I
Yeah.
think it's very interesting. Supplements, like eating, how your body, reacts to foods and all that, like, I found it really interesting.
Did you decide when you wanted to eat better, did you look at what how red meat is for your body or what, vegetables, like what did you cut out of your diet?
Um,
Candy or,
yeah, candy are one of the things, sodas, if they're not diet or zero sugar, I will not drink them. I still enjoy myself as I'm a kid. I do eat sugary stuff here and there. Um,
yeah,
because I love crumble cookie. I go there like every week, and those like cookies are
yeah,
probably like almost or over 1,000 calories just for the size of this cookie like that.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I do enjoy myself a lot. I train very, like, intense. Um,
Oh, you're
I
training now
yeah,
too.
no, I weightlift 6 days a week. Yeah.
Oh, Gavin, that's
Mhm.
amazing.
Yeah. Like,
That
I
is
found this
awesome. So then you know what you have to eat to gain your muscle strength
mhm, yeah, I do
or muscle mass.
yeah, for example, today, I ate, like, 5 eggs. I ate steak, today. Um, I have shakes every day too, pretty much. All that, yeah, I try to get a lot of protein in my body daily.
Wow. So how are you like with vegetables? Do you
So,
incorporate vegetables in your diet?
I don't every day, it switches up daily. One thing that I do keep in my diet are eggs. I do keep in my diet. Nuts, I eat them consistently. Um Vegetables, fruits, sometimes, not always, not every day. Not every day, no. Yeah.
Yeah, but you still but you're gaining muscle mass and you're
Mhm,
focused on going to the gym 6 days a
mhm.
week. Tell me about the car that you just purchased with your own money.
So, yeah, I'm working at Cracker Barrel as a server. It's been almost a year and a half now, so I another thing I'm extremely interested in is, like, investing. I love saving my money. When I started working at Cracker Barrel, I was very, like, iffy about spending my money. I just wanted to save every bit that I had. So, like my dad, I'm into cars a lot. Like, I'm
Yeah.
definitely into cars, and so when I got my permit for the first time, my dad's truck, Tahoe, that's what I started learning to drive, and so I saved up my money, I wanted to get a car, and so I bought another Tahoe with my own money in cash. Yeah, I thought it would have been definitely a better choice at my age and how I am a male insurance-wise, it is a lot of money already, but it
Yes.
the cars that I was looking into were, like, luxurious, sporty, all that, and probably would not have been the best for me, um, if I wanted to save money. So, I got something that I already fell in love with, which I already had experience in driving, so, I'm glad.
That's terrific. Congratulations. That's exciting. So then you can, change it up and it'd be easy maybe,
Yeah.
your dad to help you out and fixing
Mhm.
it up and yeah, that's terrific. And now you don't have to use their car or depend on them or friends or whatever to get you wherever you got to go. Now you
Yeah.
have your own wheels.
Yeah, definitely for work, it was definitely a challenge because I would have my mom works night shift, so she would have to get up during the day to bring me there to work, then just go back to sleep, then wake up 30 minutes after, like an hour after to get herself ready for work. It would just take time
Yeah.
out of her sleep to do that. So, yeah, I'm glad that I have a vehicle now that I can work anytime that I want and all that. It makes it a whole lot easier and I can make more money that way.
Yes, sure. So now your scholarship, when do you go back to school or what is that going to look like? Like
So,
September or
yeah, the beginning of September is when I'm gonna be starting my level 2 class, actually. The classes weren't that expensive at first. The scholarship from my school is partnered with Germana. That's where I'm doing my classes at. So they gave
Oh,
me a
okay.
scholarship for that. So yeah. Mhm.
That's way, way cool. Way, way cool. So then you'll be there and you're still going to hold your job, keep your job.
Yeah, I'm gonna be trying to work as much as I can at my job. I also want to try to get an apprenticeship when I start my class too. So it depends really.
Tell me about a recent car accident that you were in and how
S-
that has that changed anything? Just tell me how it happened. What happened?
So about a month ago, I got into a crash. A severe one. It was really bad. I probably flipped like 5 times. It was down a highway too, actually. Um,
Wow.
yeah, it was traumatic. After that accident, I went to the hospital. I was took to the trauma room and everything. Thankfully, I was blessed or something because I don't know how I was not injured. I had a CT scan done, an X-ray, all that, and nothing, no critical injuries or nothing. I was just sore to due to the seatbelt from the impact, but that was it.
How
After
did
the
it
crash,
happen?
so um, there was this. there was this other high schooler driving behind me, and so he was trying to get, I guess, to the school. I was heading to a school. I was heading to Kings George High School. I was going down Kings Highway, and, I guess he was heading there too, and so he was speeding a bit and cutting in front of other cars and everything, so he sped up behind me, switched lanes, and then he cut right in front of me, and when I was trying to switch lanes, um, to get into the other one, it was partially my fault because a car I didn't realize was speeding up too because the lane that he was previously in that he switched from, he was also speeding up ahead too because it was clear, that's why I was switching. And
Yeah.
so he was in my blind spot. And so I switched lanes not knowing that that car was there, and so he spun me out. And so I started flipping into a ditch and everything. I actually went flying. Like, there's dash cam footage that I have that showed me that I was like I flew up in the air. I hit the ground hard
Wow.
and everything. It was bad.
What a blessing that you're here.
Mhm.
What a blessing.
It
Wow.
is
And you still
scary.
want to drive after that. I can't
Um,
even imagine.
yeah, it was days after that, after I came back from the hospital and everything, I it wasn't that bad. Yeah, it went through my head a lot, but after the first time when I got back on the road, it wasn't that bad. I wasn't that scared of driving again, to be honest, because I know that I have to drive again eventually. Like, I have to deal with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
We all have
and
to get behind the wheel and drive.
Mhm, and so I was fine with that, and yeah, I overcame it. I don't think about it that much anymore, so
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you're here.
mhm.
So, so as we wrap up, is there anything that you can share with other parents that might be watching this that are struggling with their child, their high schooler, and is there anything that you can offer maybe some kids that are listening as well as parents? Um, for example, was it your parents? Were you just tired of your behavior, or were you sad watching your parents be frustrated? You know what I mean?
Keep trying, keep, um, doing what you can for your kid. I was sad, like, eventually I was like, I had, like, a whole mental breakdown, like, one day, I looked back at these photos that I've had from, Knoebels, actually, um, a trip that we go on every year, of my family, and one time, I just started breaking down, like, I started, like, apologizing to my family, I was crying and everything, like, I was like, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry."
Wow.
It was a very emotional moment because I knew what I'd done when I was younger. I guess I didn't think that it wasn't okay, which it clearly wasn't okay. It wasn't.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
I there was like a breaking point that day. I was like, I'm so like I apologized and everything. I was breaking down, crying, all that. Like it was sad, but
It's tough for us as parents when we watch our kids go through things. We went through stuff too growing up. May not have been as bad, but when you watch your child making mistakes and going through tough times and you can't do anything to stop them, you may have talked to them, you may have had conversations, there might be doctors involved and even medication. And sometimes you just have to let the child go through. what they're going through and hope that they're going to come out on the other end okay, which is why I really wanted you here. I wanted you to share your story because it is very compelling. And there's parents out there that, you know, don't know what to do. Or sometimes the comfort of listening to someone such as yourself, having put your parents through so much and you put yourself through so much, but
Yeah.
then you came out, you made decisions to change. And that's key for a teenager, even a teenager. So it's truly amazing. I can't wait to see what you do um, ahead.
Mhm.
Coming moving forward. You know how to save money. You know how to work. Um, do you know how to clean? Do you clean your room?
I do. I do clean my room. I do. Um,
Okay, that's
I'm
good.
not I'm not the best at it, but I've learned doing that growing up, obviously. My mom would have me do
Yeah,
things on my own, obviously, and I'm glad because obviously you don't want your family doing everything for you, then in the future you have no clue. Like,
yeah.
yeah.
And then you said she works nights, so it's good to kind of help out if she has tasks or something
It
when you
yeah.
have off time. You can help her out a little bit. That would be great.
Yeah, and
Um,
yeah, I do.
yeah, that's cool. Well, Gavin, it was my absolute pleasure having you on today, and you will get another invite soon. We will talk and we will, moving forward, maybe in a couple of months, or I want to check in, see where you're at, see what you've done. Did you become this electrician or something bigger and better or whatever it is? We can touch base again. You can come back on and share more of some good stories.
Mhm. Yeah, that would
Sound
be
good?
great. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay, Gavin. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story, and we will talk soon.